everybody. I hope that you are having an amazing day so far. In this week's episode, I'm going to unpack how I actually go through goal setting with a client. A lot of people don't realize this, but there's actually a very specific process for setting goals, and there's a skill to it. So hopefully this video will help. As an example, let's say that maybe I'm working with a client who has the dream of one day meeting the love of their life. We are going to break down the steps of turning this dream into a realistic goal. And the other thing I want to say as well is that this roadmap for goal setting is backed by science. It's a formula that comes from the book The Reality Slap, written by Dr. Russ Harris, and he adapted this from The Weight Escape, which he co-authored with Anne Bailey and Joe Sirachi. I'm going to leave links to both of these books down below, along with Russ Harris's website. I cannot recommend his work enough. Go and check it out. I promise you that you'll find some really helpful resources. You are probably going to get hooked into his work. Anyway, let's go back to the example of a client that's maybe wanting to improve their love life. This is our 5-step plan for turning this dream into a goal, which you can use as well for goal setting. First things first, you want to define the value. We need to figure out what value actually underpins the goal. Values and goals are different from one another, but they both have very important functions. Your value is like your why, it's your purpose, it's the reason for why you are doing something. So maybe the value underpinning the goal of finding a life partner is because someone values connection. Maybe the client values sharing with other people. They value growing or giving back to somebody else. Essentially, you need to get really clear on the value, because this is what's going to help motivate you in terms of pursuing that goal. The second one is to set a SMART goal. My eyes always roll when I hear the word SMART goal these days, but Russ Harris has actually tweaked this acronym and it's worth paying attention to. Make sure that it's specific, make sure that it's motivated by your value, make sure that it's adaptive. You want to have the flexibility to adjust the goal so that it's serving your life. And then make sure that you have the resources. Is what you're aiming for realistic, and do you have the equipment? Finally, number 5, make sure that it's time framed. Be as accurate as possible with the day, date, and time. So the original goal of my hypothetical client at the beginning of this video, to find the love of their life, it now becomes, I'm gonna date more. And the SMART goal for this becomes, I'm going to go on 2 dates every fortnight for the next 3 months on a Wednesday evening and a Saturday morning. That right there, what we have just whipped up, is a SMART goal. So number 3 is to identify the benefits. Basically, you want to get out a piece of paper and write down all the positive outcomes that you can think of if you were to achieve this goal. So for this hypothetical client, maybe they will end up meeting the love of their life. At the very least, they'll probably get to meet some really cool people, maybe even do a little bit of networking. And of course, they'll probably make some really fun memories. The key thing though with this step is to avoid fantasizing about the potential outcomes. And the reason for this is that research actually shows that when we start fantasizing, it can reduce our chances of taking action. Okay, so number 4 is to then identify the obstacles. On another piece of paper, start writing out any obstacles that you're worried will get in the way, both external and internal. In the case of my hypothetical client, maybe they'll have a really busy week come up and feel too drained to go out on a date. Or maybe dating different people will trigger some self-doubt. Identifying these obstacles early on allows you to start strategizing for what you can do just in case. The final one, number 5, is to make a commitment. This step involves actually telling somebody about your goal. Research shows that when we make a goal public, we're more likely to follow through with it. So I would be encouraging my hypothetical client to go and tell their best friend or a family member, and you can do the same. Or maybe if you're feeling really brave, post on social media. Just make sure that you're letting somebody know so that you're holding yourself to that level of accountability. So yeah, that is the 5-step process for goal setting, backed by science. Go and try it out with something that you want to pursue that maybe you've been putting off. Go and use that process with it now. Let me know how it goes. I wish you all the very best, and I hope this video was helpful. I will see you guys in another episode. Bye!